The killings of unarmed men of color by both police officers and security guards in the last 2 years are very troubling. As a member of the White House My Brother's Keeper Task Force, I and other task force members made recommendations to President Obama on how to reduce the disproportionate number of minority males affected by the criminal justice system, gun violence, and other challenges. Now, I want to make a public appeal. There's been a rash of men of color killed by the police since the death of Trayvon Martin, an unarmed teen killed by a neighborhood security guard. The police misconduct and use of excessive force plaguing our country must stop, as should the gun violence we see in our communities against each other. Before making our recommendations to the president, we studied some of the root causes of violence, contacts with the criminal justice system, as well as police misconduct and excessive force. Below the surface of these issues, we found issues of false and negative stereotypes, such as black men are more prone to be violent, angry, and engage in criminal activity, all of which are untrue. It was suggested that poverty, the denial of equal opportunity, and a failed education system, as well as a saturation of guns and drugs in our communities of color, are also major contributors to criminal activity and destructive behavior. No excuse, just real-life factors. We also observed that the negative interaction between law enforcement and communities of color promotes distrust on both sides, something that could be addressed by legislation requiring police dash cameras, better police training, and the perception of police as protectors rather than provocateurs. Whatever the causes and circumstances that exist, there is no excuse for the number of unjust police killings of unarmed black men, nor the rage of gun violence and destruction occurring in our own communities. If it continues, we will have to ask the police and ourselves, am I my brother's keeper or am I my brother's killer?
You didn't do nothing. On CNN.com right now, you have a story up that says, Ferguson calm until bottles fly. Well, that's inaccurate, because I was there that night, you know what I'm saying? And
that's not what happened where you were, but
I was there right there with the article, the situation it's talking about, I was right there. That's what happened.
But that's not what happened
Let me finish my point. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. No, you're not, because you're talking.
Yes, I am. I'll let you finish your point.
No, let me finish my point before you talk.
Okay.
The CNN reports on your website says it chased men down. No, it chased men, women, and children down. The CNN report, the headline says, calm until bottles fly. They don't mention the bottles in the article. In the article, you read 5 pages, there's no mention of the bottles flying. I saw the bottle fly. You know when the bottle flew? After the cops told me they were going to blow my effing head off. After the cops, I'm not done. After the cops put on riot gear, put up their shields, and took their batons out and lined up on the streets. And then when they got in a position, a bottle comes out of a peaceful protest, that don't make no sense. So what I'm saying is the headline should say, is calm until the cops agitated the people.
Can I talk?
And that's what the headline should read.
So for the past 2 minutes, right? The producers have been rapping me saying, let's go. I'm standing here having a conversation with you. If I tell you I'm going to let you speak, I mean that. I'm going to let you speak. But I want us to have a conversation where we're listening to each other. Where if I have a mission,
I have a mission, a statement that I have to get out about my
I'm letting you do that.
Well, you weren't, but now you are, and I appreciate it.
Yes, no, but I was going to let you do that at the beginning, but you aren't listening.
I can't trust that. I can't trust that, brother.
For real.
I can't trust that, brother.
So what am I going to do with that? But have you been on and I'm letting you have this?
Yes, you are, and I commend you for
it. All right, well, thank you.
The picture that you are now looking at reads, no matter how much you trust the police, always remember the police are trained never to trust you. The picture that you are now looking at reads, a young white man can walk into a theater, kill several people, and make it into a police cruiser alive. Young unarmed black men don't have that privilege. Hello, I'm Peter Chisholm. You just watched a few of the videos that I decided to include with this. My question, why do you believe that rallying, protesting, marching, and all that kind of stuff is really going to make a difference? Why do you think that if you do protest and you rally and you voice your disagreement and your unsatisfaction of the negatives that's going on, why do you think that your rallying is going to make a change? We kill each other every day. We have no love, no unity, no type of staying together. We disrespect one another. So, do you really think this rallying and this standing together and protesting is going to really make a change? Have you ever thought about the flip side of this whole thing, the police brutality, what they think about, what they face? They come into our neighborhoods. They come into our communities. They come into the areas where they know we kill each other every day, that we do the most heinous crimes to one another, where we hurt and steal from one another, where we rape our own women and we mug our neighbors, where gangs do not protect the neighborhood, but instead they become a damn nuisance to the very neighborhood that they live in because of the wrongs that they do. But these cops come here when they get a call. They come into the neighborhood where we hurt one another. They're afraid. They're scared. They want to make it home to their families. So after seeing all the bullshit that we do to one another, you know what? They're scared. They got their hands on the trigger, and the first person who pulls out their phone to videotape, they're so paranoid and they're so scared that they'll put a cap in your ass. I mean, if you were a policeman or a policewoman and you made an oath to protect and serve, but the people who you're protecting, they're trying to kill one another. And as far as you're concerned, when you face them and you see that wild in their eyes, you believe that they'll kill your ass too. Are you going to give them the opportunity to kill you? I wouldn't. I'd be kind of scared. And if I have to go, deep down, I want to tell my captain, nah, I don't want to go, you go. But it's a part of my job description. So if I go, I'm already on edge. There's a flip side to everything, you know? I believe a lot of things can happen if we cooperate. Forget our rights. We have no rights, and we don't want any rights because we don't stand together. So when a cop tells you freeze, put your hands on your head, get on the ground, turn around, you do that shit. You see, most of us, we want to stand up to the cop who has the gun, and then we get our ass blown away. So you know what you do? The next time a cop say, put your hands up, put your hands up. The next time he said, turn around, turn around. If he has to cuff you and take you down to the precinct, let him cuff you and take you down to the precinct. Because at least you get to the precinct and maybe you have a chance of living. But if you want to fight for your rights and we don't know how to fight together, so we want to be big and bad and fight individually, so you want to give them opposition, and they're already fed up. They're already, who knows what where their mind is, and they put you to the ground by a bullet. It could have been different if you just cooperate. Cooperate. Because we have no rights. You know, all this rallying and all this protesting and all this stuff that we do after the fact. If we can be united and walk in unity all the time and not have a temporary fix just when something happens, but all the time be united, things can change. But unfortunately, that shit won't happen. We are temporary, and that's all we are. We're temporary. We are easily trained. In fact, we're trained. We're easily trained to be forgiving. They throw us some money, throw us some material shit, throw us in front of a camera, and we're okay with that, because after they do that, we go right back to killing one another. We go right back to the disrespect that we give each other. We go back to being what they're used to us being. So, sad, but ain't nothing happening. The problem is we are still slaves. We've accepted our bondage. We need the master. We need the approval of the master. We need the master to discipline us, chastise us. We also need the master to reward us. So when we do something that he likes and he says, Toby, well done, we say, thank you, master. We need the master. We have been programmed to, according to the Bible and the way they teach it, we have been programmed to turn the other cheek. That way he could fuck us all over again. And each time he fuck us, he throws the Bible at us. He throws a turn the other cheek at us. And we want to comply and be such a good boy that we allow the shit to happen. How often do we protest? How often do we make up a big rally? How often do we stand together? How often do we make a big stink over a black man killing a black man? A black man disrespecting another black,
disrespecting our women, our sisters, our mothers, disrespecting the neighborhood that we live in. How often do we actually stand together and protest against the nigger on nigger crime? But we want to protest when an outside race looking in on how we treat ourselves disrespect us? How dare you complain? How dare you complain? You know, the truth behind all of this bullshit, the truth behind the police brutality, the truth behind the black on black, the truth behind the disrespect and the world just being fucked up, is Satan. Now, Satan has a plan, and his plan is in our face. Confusion, disarray, all kind of crazy shit happening. That is his plan. Because see, as long as we are focused on the bullshit, we can't focus on God. We cannot focus on God. Satan will deceive us and manipulate our minds and have us go in the way that he wants to go. We cause a lot of the shit that's happening on ourselves, and we don't know where the stupid thoughts are coming from. A whisper, and the man is ready to put a cap in our ass. A whisper, and we are ready to put a cap in our ass. But where's the whisper when we actually fight? Where's the whisper when we actually stand together? Where's the whisper when we actually stay together forever and not this temporary bullshit? It ain't happening. Because after we have a little accomplishment, maybe the man will give us a little freedom, give us a little rope that we can hang ourselves. That's exactly what we do. We go right back to the stupid shit, and we kill one another, we hang ourselves, and then the whispers start all over again. Go out there and go fuck up some niggers. Go out there and go kill them. Go out there and go cause some problems. Nigger, go out there and kill your nigger man, your brother man. Go out there. It's okay. And the shit starts all over again. It bothers me so much. Sometimes I literally cry when I hear the word nigger and how easily it just comes out of people's mouth. I mean, we got Indians calling nigger, calling each other nigger. I've even heard white people calling one another nigger. We call each other nigger, Spanish. I mean, everything is nigger this, my nigger that. And still, it's like today's generation don't know how many black people died, and died viciously. That word nigger would be taken away from us, and we can be called men and brother. We wearing our pants off our ass like stupid fucking monkeys. Don't know how to wear our clothes properly, but you expect these people to come into our neighborhoods and give us respect? When can we actually love each other to the point where we dress accordingly? Dress like young men and young women. Treat each other like brothers and love one another. You know, I know this. And there's quite a few people out there that know exactly what I know and believe with all their heart. The answer to all the bullshit that's going on is God, Jesus. Whatever name you want to call them, that's the answer. When you start walking towards righteousness, living righteously, that is the beginning of a new heaven. Will we do it? I would love to be proven wrong. I would love you all to tell me to shut the fuck up. And you have a right to tell me to shut the fuck up because I am wrong. But I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. Let me show you the videos again. This is what we do to one another. Beating up old men, robbing them, killing one another, doing the bullshit that we do. This is what the police see. This is what the government officials, politicians, and all those who make up the law, this is what they see. So until we can make them see something totally different, do you really expect change? Being we're not ready to be free, what are we really complaining about? Being that we're not ready to stand together, really stand together, not temporarily, but forever united. What are we really complaining about? We just need to cooperate with them. And when they tell us to get down, just get down. Because until we're ready to stand up, we should get down. Until we're ready to stand for what's right, lay down, bow to them. That way they may think about letting you live. What are we complaining about? What are we really complaining about? Many past leaders have died for us. And those leaders, to me, they are the perfect example of what standing up for what's right is about. Yes, they were killed. But we're being killed anyway, so what's the difference? Why not stand up and be killed for something that's right than just to be killed and we protest and then allow the shit to happen all over again? We have people like Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, the pioneer Marcus Garvey. We have the Civil Rights War, in which many, both white and black, have died for the freedom we have today. Many unnamed slaves, great men and women, have died, been ripped apart by horses, lynched. Babies cut from their mother's stomach before they were born and fed to dogs. Just that we can have freedom. But this is what we do with all of that. This is what we allow. This is how we treat ourselves where others can treat us the way they're treating us. Those people died in vain? Jesus died for all of us. And we're just letting Satan run amok on us? What the fuck are you complaining about? If we act like animals, if we continue to kill one another, if we continue to disrespect and hurt, rape our sisters and mothers and ladies in the community, if we continue to act the way we act towards ourselves, we are just giving them permission to do what the fuck they've been doing. If you want to change, look at the man in the mirror. It has to start with you. Before I can tell you what the fuck you should do, I gotta look at what I can do. I got to look at what I can do. You got to look at what you can do. And then when you look at what you as an individual can do to better yourselves, then you can start talking that shit to everybody else. And maybe if everybody take a look at themselves, then we could actually come together and stand. But you can't expect a protest to go. You're still an asshole, but you expect change to happen.